Vijesti is a Montenegrin daily newspaper. The paper is published and managed by an entity called Daily Press d.o.o, a limited liability company based in Podgorica. The company's ownership is currently split between Montenegrin partners, Austrian Styria Medien AG, and American fund MDLF started by George Soros. Published under the Nezavazani Dnevnik mantra, the paper's editorial policy was initially very much in favor of Milo Đukanović and his government's policies and of his relations with Serbia. However, this editorial policy changed sometime after the 2006 Montenegrin independence referendum, when Vijesti turned into Đukanović's critics. History. The legal and financial entity behind the paper, Daily Press d.o.o. company, was founded on November 25, 1996 and registered on December 16, 1996. The company's founding capital of $5,000 was provided by three entities: Miodrag Perovic's company, Montenegro Public Journalist Milka and Slavika Popović, acting on the behalf of Podgorica Tobacco Factory Director Dragoljub Miko Dortović. The paper was started on September 1, 1997 as only the second daily newspaper in Montenegro at that point, with the long-running state-owned Podgorica being their only competition. Listed as the paper's owners were four individuals: Miodrag Perovic, Ljubiša Mitrović, Slavoljub Sekic, and Željko Ivanović. At the precise time of the paper's launch, the political situation in Montenegro was fairly tense, as former long-time DPS allies Milo Đukanović and Mama Bulatović were in the middle of a campaign for the 1997 presidential elections. Montenegro, at the time a part of FR Yugoslavia, was choosing between a pro-Milosevic leader in Bulatović and Đukanović, who at the time started to cautiously distance himself from his former mentor Milosevic, although he still favored the idea of a unified country with Serbia. Vijesti openly supported Đukanović, who eventually won the highly controversial elections and thus became the president of Montenegro. Vijesti generated plenty of criticism during the initial period from all sides of the political spectrum in Montenegro. Pro-Serbian camps saw it as an aggressive proponent of Montenegro's separation from Serbia. On the other end, the pro-independence camp wasn't entirely happy with it either, criticizing the paper's pro-independence stance as being tailored for and by Đukanović's day-to-day political needs. Some have even claimed that the initial funds for paper's launch were in fact provided by Đukanović, who needed a seemingly independent media support at a time when he was distancing himself from Milosevic. Similar criticism came from journalist Nebojša Zrečić, who worked at Vijesti for 6 months. In 1999 he accused the individuals behind the newspaper of creating it solely for the purposes of manipulating the electorate in Montenegro and steering the pro-independence voters towards Đukanović and DPS, referring to his own involvement in the paper's formation as the biggest mistake in my career. Although occasionally critical of Đukanović and DPS on minor municipal issues in the years to come, Vijesti firmly supported his government's policies on all the major issues, such as the relations with Serbia. Furthermore, the paper ignored all the evidence and foreign reports of widespread tobacco and oil state-sponsored smuggling that took place in Montenegro under Đukanović, as well as his involvement in Milosevic's war efforts during the early 1990s. WAZ Median Grupi arrives. During May 2002, Vijesti announced a strategic partnership with German media concern WAZ, which bought a 50% stake in Vijesti. The amount was not disclosed. On March 15, 2003, at a ceremony attended by WAZ director Bodo Hombach, the deal was officially inaugurated. After the acquisition, the paper has slightly shifted its focus towards citizens' everyday problems. 2006 Montenegrin independence referendum. In the dawn of 2006 Montenegrin independence referendum, Vijesti was a moderate supporter of independence, but eventually fully joined the campaign by shipping traditional Montenegrin flags, bracelets and caps with Montenegrin insignia used by pro-independence bloc, along with copies of the newspaper. Still, OSCE/ODIHR gave it the best marks among the all-Montenegrin media for observing professional journalistic standards during the referendum. Since the referendum, Vijesti has switched in a more opposing view and is greatly criticizing Milo Đukanović and his Democratic Party of Socialists. The portier of the newspaper, Luka Thukic, was threatened to quit under allegations that something bad will happen to his family. 2 suspects were arrested on Monday, the 3rd of September 2007. Ivanović assaulted. On Saturday, September 1, 2007, at around 4 a.m., Vijesti director Željko Ivanović was approached on the street near Ribnik, a restaurant, and severely beaten by 3 men, 2 of whom were masked, as he was being attended to in the hospital. Ivanović publicly accused DPS President Milo Đukanović's biological criminal family for orchestrating the attack in an attempt to destroy the very last fringes of journalist freedom. Ivanović also referred to them as the people who want to control every aspect of life in Montenegro. Milo Đukanović in turn sued Ivanović for libel, and the trial began in Podgorica on November 26, 2007 under the presiding judge Nenado Tarzović. Đukanović is represented at the trial by a legal team consisting of his sister Ana Kolarević and Dragoljub Đukanović, while Ivanović is represented by Branislav Lutovac and Milan Thukic. Vijesti was the first newspaper in Montenegro to publish books like a collection of 20th-century authors, an anthology of Montenegrin authors, and Pecat Umjetnosti, an interesting edition of the greatest painters. WAZ leaves. In early October 2007, after 4.5 years of co-ownership, German media concern WAZ sold its stake in Vijesti to the other ownership party. In a vague public statement following the sudden decision, WAZ's representative Andreas Ruders said, "The weight of the past was too strong, and this had to be done." Vijesti established its television division in October 2007 and was launched throughout Montenegro on the 11th of May 2008. In mid-March 2009, Styria Medien AG bought 25% in the daily press company that oversees the publishing of Vijesti. Television division. Launched on the 11th of May 2008, Televizija Vijesti aims to become the leader in informative programming in Montenegro. TV Vijesti employs around 100 workers, including expert journalists and technical experts using the network's latest technology. Over 50% of the network's programming is informative, with an addition of external programming, including films and television series and diverse sports and educational programming.